Welcome, everybody, to Campaigns and Concoctions, where we are a bunch of jaunty journeymen who like to drink and play TTRPGs. Yay. I thought I'd go a little bit more upbeat this time, jaunty. It's fun. And as Matt is attempting to coax our furry friend up on the seat so that you all can see Carl, our favorite boy, I want to say thank you for joining us on this adventure of cooperative storytelling. For all of you who would like to engage with us in a more real-time fashion, you can click the links below to where you can join us. Oh, look at there he is, the bestest boy. Hi, Carl. Hi, Carl. So, you can click the links below where you can find us on Discord. You can find us on Instagram. You can find us on YouTube or your favorite platforming or podcasting service, podcaster, or whatever you want to call it. But before we get into anything radical or special or awesome, I believe we have a shout out for you all to enjoy in your ear holes.
Yes. South Broadway Liquors in Denver. I did not catch either of their names, but they have two checkers that play D&D. And so they are unofficial friends of the pod at the moment because we talked to them and they should check us out at some point. Potential friends of the pod?
Yeah.
I don't know. But go check them out. They're just north of Evans and Broadway in Denver.
As always, shop local, buy local.
We've got a good selection.
100%.
Huge
I
store.
bought Caprock Gin from Hotchkiss at their store. So,
nice.
yes, go shop them.
Very nice.
Awesome. So, I always do this, but is there anything that anyone forgot in our 30 seconds since we had our pre-production meeting?
I mean, that is valid for us.
100%
It wouldn't be
accurate.
surprising at all.
No.
I mean, it wouldn't be it would be surprising if one of us remembered that we forgot something.
Also
That's
true.
In the
Also
past, generously.
All of it.
It'll be the second break when we're like, oh crap, I forgot that.
Now let's talk about these beautiful drinks we have.
All right. So with that drinks, I believe I'm going to kick it off first. I have what I am calling the loaded revolver, right?
Ooh.
So it's a revolver riff, which is normally made with bourbon. But in this case, this is 2 ounces of rye whiskey, half an ounce of coffee liqueur, 2 dashes of orange bitters, and 2 ounces of chocolate bitters. It is stirred and then strained into normally a chilled coupe. I don't have coupes, so this was chilled, and it is delicious. And the reason it looks like it's so much because I doubled it up.
Nice.
Heck yeah.
That's
Tell
a,
you DM
that's
right
a
there.
handsome drink you got there.
It is quite lovely.
All right, so I made a drink that Curtis has named Cocaine Enabled, which I kind of love. And this is 2 ounces of Nika Coffee Gin, which we had no idea was a thing before today, or at least I didn't.
What?
I've talked about it multiple times.
Pretty
And
sure.
I
made drinks
I
with
think
it
I'll back
multiple
John up
times.
on this one. I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure he did.
I have
Okay,
made
whatever.
you drinks with Nika Coffee Gin.
Anyway,
Yes.
so Nika Coffee Gin. This is a little bit of a collaboration with Nate. He suggested using Italicus, so it's an ounce of that, an ounce of Amaro Nonino, 1/4 ounce of Orgeat, and
Beautiful.
ice it, stir it, put it in a coupe.
It's delicious. Absolutely delicious.
All right, I'll go. The one that Matt just picked up, calling it the Ministry of the Mountains. It is 2 ounces of rose black tea that we
Vodka.
Vodka.
Rose black tea,
Vodka.
vodka. We infused vodka
Yeah.
with tea.
with tea.
Fuck yeah!
It's a
Thank
good
you.
use of both vodka and tea.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's what I said.
Really, if you're not infusing vodka, what's the point of vodka?
Yeah.
I said the exact same thing when we were making it.
Well, you can clean with it.
Yeah, that's
It's a
what I
good
said.
You use it
to make it
drink more
All right.
It makes the Russian cocktails, the white and black Russians. That's the only thing else.
That's all of
But
it.
that's not why they're good. You could put rum in them; they'd be better.
Okay, Jared, please continue telling us what to drink.
It's a 1/2 ounce of Liqueur 43, 1/2 ounce of Chicharo, and 1/4 ounce of Italicus. Stirred over ice and poured into an up coupe, and you good.
Yeah,
Delicious.
that's a good drink.
Very tasty.
And then Nate made the prettiest little drink here.
Yeah.
Do we have Irish cream anywhere?
Yes.
I got an idea.
Photograph's better.
Yeah, it's very pretty though.
It's the High Yield Stocks from Spirit at LA on Instagram. It is 2 ounces of celery-infused Caprock gin,
Yes.
1 ounce of lemon juice, and 3/4 of an ounce of rhubarb syrup.
Beautiful.
Shaken, double strained.
It's
That's
great.
it.
Yeah,
Fucking
dude.
delicious.
Yes,
Okay.
like those are all. Yeah, those all sound so good.
And I'm drinking this beautiful 3-part drink.
Glass,
Glass, air, and mezcal. It's Los Vincinos Espadine. Carl.
When in doubt.
and I'm drinking Mileti Amaro because it's
Why
new.
not?
Because it's new.
I do want to try that actually.
Yeah,
Here
me
you
too.
go. Try it.
But I believe that's all the drinks. But so now this is going to be kind of my thing after our first drink descriptions. Is I'm going to tell you all, please shop local. Please frequent your local breweries, distilleries, liquor stores, because that's where the cool shit happens. That's where community is built. So please continue to do these things. Shop local, support local. Fuck mega corporations and all their horse shit. Yeah. Sorry, my little leftist rant for the day, which is not really leftist. It's just good human decency. All right. So is there anything else that we want to do? I know Curtis wants to say something, but don't. I love you, dude. I love you.
You see me? Because like I'm looking at Carl, just like do that again. I'm looking at Carl getting
Look
his
at him.
and like I was just so jealous of Carl. I wanted to go over there and lay down in front of Carl and see if I could get the same treatment from John. I was just like, oh, Carl's got it made. That's all I wanted to say.
Carl is the bestest potato, and
Yes,
I
he
think
is.
I miss him more than I miss you guys.
That's fair. That's fair.
Valid.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna start an OnlyFans where John scratches Curtis's belly.
Yes.
And that will completely fund the entirety of the podcast.
Right? Yeah, exactly. They'll be like, I don't know what this bullshit is, but I'll watch them scratch that dog's belly all day.
All day.
If all it was nothing but Carl on his back and a hand scratching his belly,
Uh-huh.
millionaires.
A disembodied hand giving him scritches
Mhm.
all day.
That just reminds me of the girl with the hearse that has only funerals.
Right.
Yes.
That's amazing.
I love her. She's awesome. So as always, I'm going to pitch again. Click down, links below. Click, 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 click. Please pay attention to what is happening. We have some things happening. The 50th episode is coming up. We've got special things that are going to be happening that day. We are going to look sexy.
We're bringing
No,
it
I'm
back. The sexy thing.
And then we are here soon. We are going to have an announcement about some place where you're going to be able to meet and greet with us. At least some of us. Our enigmatic friend Dustin, whose face you shall never see, will not be there. But yes, most of us will be there, and I'm very excited for it. It's our first trip as a podcast. We've all hung out and done weird shit together anyways, but like this is our very first time as a podcast together, so I'm very excited about it, and I think that it's going to be really cool, and I think we're going to steal the show. So again, last chance. Anyone got anything? All right. The last time that we gathered, we had some conversations, some drinks, some fun times, and eventually there was some shepherding and herding of cats by Sark to get everyone back onto the Shirlene. And a trip was began where we were in search of vengeance for someone who harmed Skald in the past, both physically and emotionally. And we learned a little bit about Skald's life, about his time both as a pirate and outside of piracy. And we ended as a journey was ending, or the evening was ending. And in this case, after a couple of weeks of journey, the 6 of you awaken to a calm, beautiful sunrise over as the ship continues to traverse the southern edges of the belt, which I'm not sure if it's ever been explained. The belt is an archipelago that completely encompasses the equator of Librarth. And this is where Haven, Gansworth, all of these nation states that really, most of them piss off Skald. That's where they exist. You know, there's only a couple that don't, like Haven, Iskarian, you know.
Anarchists don't like
Governments.
Weirdly. Weird. Yeah, strange.
So at this point, as everyone begins to gather their breakfast, the tables, it's becoming a daily routine for you, the six of you, and in all reality, the crew itself, as the morning pomps and the tables have been brought out in there on the decks, and breakfast as a whole, as the crew is being had, as Cookie brings out. At this point, you know, it's been a couple weeks. The stocks are slowly starting to dwindle. Not like seriously, but like fresh meat's not as much of a thing. You know, you're starting to get away from things. So, but like at this point, you know, there's still some bacon. There's you know,
First question
some
was
bread. Say again.
I said my first question was going to be: is there still bacon?
There's always bacon.
Good.
There's only one refrigeration unit on the entire ship, and that is exactly what it's for.
Yeah, that's valid. Yeah,
Bacon. Right.
we'll get oranges at the next place. All right.
Scurvy's okay.
I've heard the bacon
Lack of-
also prevents scurvy.
It's magical bacon.
You yell it so loud it echoes back to you.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah.
Bacon.
I'm looking for any sort of citrus to go with my bacon at this point.
Right. Do we not have? Do none of you do like the Jesus, the God magic? Huh? None of you do the God magic?
I do some goddish magic.
I knew a God magic guy once who could make food. Can you make food? That's a no. That's a no.
No,
I'm not talking about
heat,
cooking.
I can heat food up.
Yeah. No,
I
we
can
don't need to heat
cool
up
it
the
down.
oranges. We just need more of them.
It's true.
Can't wait to start taking notes when it happens.
The scurvy?
Yes.
Oh yeah. It's a good time.
I'm told it's better than rickets.
Have you noticed how many of these teeth are silver?
Eat a few more.
I mean, sure.
At this point,
Put them in a pinch.
let's see here. Hold on.
Oh, man.
At this point, as this conversation's being had, Yasmin, one of the crew, she is one of the female tieflings. She pipes up and goes, "Wait, y'all haven't been to the citrus deck?
The what now?
Citrus deck?
The citrus deck."
No, I've not heard you. I have not heard anything about the citrus.
Elle,
deck.
did you know about the citrus deck?
Elle's probably not there because he's sleeping.
It's too early. Yeah.
I just assumed he was below the table. He's not the tallest.
I think we just leave him in his
He's pretty
room
short.
until he.
Yeah, I always put a plate aside for him. He eats it cold. I don't think he notices.
Unless it's desperate, I don't drag him out of bed.
Yeah.
Or it's going to be perfectly funny is the only other reason I'll drag him out of bed.
Right.
She listens to this conversation. She says, "Well, I've got to get on to shift, but if you catch me at the end of the day, I will take you down to the citrus deck."
You can't just give us directions.
I can, but it's the ship, you know, bigger on the inside.
Yeah.
I've heard of this. I knew a doctor once.
Boo! Don't encourage him more.
This is way cooler than that. It's and as Yasmin says, this is way cooler than any doctor you know. Please, come on, we fly.
Most doctors are not that cool. So
Is he the one they called Dr. Feel Good? Is he the one they called to feel all right?
No, different doctor.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
my bad.
I've heard of him though.
Yeah.
Never met him, but heard of him.
It's also at this point as you guys are finishing up this conversation with Yasmin, and she says, "Please, it's better if I just show you. The gun crew has places. You don't want to fuck with it." And then Captain McKenzie rolls up and says, Well, good morning, y'all. It's good to see everyone awake, or most of y'all awake. Well, we're about to make landfall today in Iskarian. I have no fucking clue where it is that y'all are needing to go after that. Something about a seer, I think I heard y'all say. But I just want to give you a heads up here in a couple of hours. We're going to be making landfall.
All right.
So in the approximately 3 hours or so between now and making port in Iskarian. Oh man, hiccups, not fun, especially when you're trying to storytell. Between now and docking in Iskarian, is there anything that you would like to do or talk about or to do, whatever?
Are you in the crow's nest playing music?
I probably. That's typically a good place to find SOA. Although she was just at breakfast.
After breakfast.
After breakfast, that is where SOA would probably go, unless we decide collectively to ignore Yasmin and go try to find the citrus deck by our own.
I'm willing to let Yasmin show us the citrus deck.
Okay.
There's some. I don't know if you've seen the gun crew, but
yeah, can we talk about how the gun crew's cooler than collectively than our party is, and that's really annoying.
It is.
Speak for yourself.
that's a true statement. You're kind of badass.
Yeah, but he's like the only one.
Yeah.
The rest of us are kind of dorky.
Sid's pretty badass.
Yeah,
Sid is
but
pretty
Sid's
badass.
also a dork.
Sid is the best kind of dork, though.
I didn't say she was a bad dork.
No. So
Sid's sitting in the corner
Is
drawing.
this an
in her
in-character or
drawing,
out-of-character conversation?
In-character conversation
dorking out.
with Sid at the table.
Okay.
I mean,
Who
we
is
can all
journaling,
agree
like
that I'm the
sketching.
biggest dork.
Yes.
Okay,
Patrice.
that's
We
100%
obviously.
agree to that.
Okay,
Yes.
and you're technically a
100%.
rock star, so like you're not as like
Say rock star.
well like rock star adjacent. You could play with the best of them.
I mean, she definitely has an awesome garage band.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah.
If she may not be able to like hack it in a band because she would have to work together with
yeah.
other people, like when they say we're going to jump out of a boat together as a team, and then you can't just play in a different what do they call them, key than everyone else. So
It's also a place you park boats.
yeah,
Yeah.
the end of the key.
Mm-hmm.
So
Discord's fun.
I would like to play some music with you this morning. Is that okay?
Yeah, absolutely.
I climb up the crow's nest with SOA, and I have my bone ocarina, and I want to continue to try to be proficient.
So if both of you would please roll a performance check for me.
Drink already.
I'm already out.
The first roll.
Excellent. Well, let's get the party started, I suppose.
Oh, it's so good. I rolled a dirty 20.
That actually goes very well with what with what else I'm drinking.
Ooh,
Oh, that is good. Oof.
isn't it?
Shout out to the Vagina Mapalogs for putting me onto that tequila.
I had no idea where that sentence was going for a moment there. For a split second, I was like, the what?
You can stop halfway through there, and you can be like, "Thank you for the vagina."
The story here is most of the maps that Morgan draws
They do
are
look
very
like
vaginal
vaginas.
in
They
nature.
do all look like vaginas.
Oddly,
I don't mean it.
opposed to my maps.
Which were much more phallic in nature.
Yeah.
They all look
Yeah.
like dicks.
Yeah, they all look like
Yeah.
dicks. And Nate's also look a lot like dicks.
So
You turn
actually,
them-
you know what? This is good because there is some reference to this current game that we're playing. So Hillsboro, where Dickie Walker is from, is an island that looks like a vagina on a map.
It does.
Unintentional.
I believe the first time we saw the map of the area, the term left labia was used. And that's what resulted in the other group chat being called the vagina mapologue. And there's never going to be a better joke in D&D because it's not a dick joke.
Right. No, that's exactly true. Yes. 100%.
Because you know what's better than dicks?
Vaginas.
And what makes it even better is the next time I try to draw a map with this in my head, I am attempting, and what does it look like? A vagina.
The right labia?
I mean, it was an upside down vagina, right? He inverted his perspective.
I'm just shutting my mouth.
Well done.
Either way, I rolled a dirty 20.
And I rolled a 1 for a total of
A lot.
10. I think it's 10.
it's actually a 1.
This is a testament to how far I've come in life and
She's
the
not
amount of self-discipline I have worked
She's
on.
a goddamn sailor
That's what's happening right
who
now.
plays she shanties and bars.
So here's how this goes. The two of you get up there. The rest of the party is working on their. We'll get to that point in a minute. But you hear the Bone Ocarina, which for the first time ever, there's no flubs, there's no missed keys, there's no missed notes, anything. No matter how hard Patrice tries, every single set of music that comes out of him is this hauntingly beautiful sound. It is slightly mournful, but in this particular case, it is gorgeous. It is just, it puts everyone, like, it's a little freaky at this point as you're getting ready to make port here in a few hours. And then all of a sudden, what is it? You're playing what is it you're playing again, Esway?
A lute.
What's that? A lute?
A lute.
And I think what happens is that the shock of Patrice's just kind of like excellence at this point shocks Esway, and you hear a few flubs, just of her fingers just don't seem to work. But eventually, after a few moments, she's able to catch herself and is able to play in line with, and it's this. Actually, can I get everyone who is not Esway and Patrice to roll an insight check for me real quick?
Ooh, +1. That's a 5.
Woo!
Crush
That
it.
is a 5.
Inside check.
Can I see one
16.
Roll on the table.
of those? Oh my god. It's so light. I love it.
I just want to feel the weight.
Fantabulous.
10
So
for Sark.
who's above a 12?
Nope.
Sit.
Just Sid? Everyone else is below a 12?
Yeah.
Seems that
Okay,
way.
thank you. I can't remember. I can't always see head nod.
Yeah, my bad.
It's all good. So for those of you who are below a 12, you just feel a level of melancholy that is, it's not debilitating. It just kind of, it's funny that you guys have sat together and had these wonderful experiences at meal times and everything, but then it forces you, those of you, to recall that unfortunately the six of you have been kind of trauma bonded over some shit, right? And it also, within that melancholy though, is a space of love and affection for your found family, right? And it's surprisingly powerful, but at the same time sad, especially as the conversations have continued about like what has happened to Skjald over his lifetime and the whole nature of this. For you, Sid, this actually kind of works out fun. For you, Sid, particularly, you, after having the conversations with the manager and the information seeking that you have, reminds you of your friend, the one that you had spent so much time you went through the military together, you went through selection together, you became special operators together, you became operators at the highest level together, and then you were lost. They were lost at a point of combat, and it just reminds you of them and the fact that you would do anything to find them again and bring them back. And it's also a hopeful feeling, even within this melancholy as well for you, in that you feel that between your connection with the manager and this new group, that there is a possibility that this could rectify in a positive way. So, is there anything else anyone else would like to be doing right now?
So Sid is sketching. I'd like to, in her something that she has in her head of 3 dragons kind of encircling a 4th dragon, specifically from the dream sequence, as something that she's going to seek somebody out to create this.
Roll a D100 for me, please.
D100. I'm not ready for this dice roll.
Don't ever say that you're going to do a thing, because I'm going to make you roll fucking dice, dude.
I have D20s out. Okay, blue one's the singles. 34.
Okay.
I have many dice.
So you're probably going to want to write this down.
Okay.
The singular one, which I'm assuming is the one that you're thinking of, is the dark one. So that is a black dragon.
Okay.
Okay. The 3 that encircle it, one is an orangish red that you make the connotation with the warm-hearted. The one that you associate with the calm is kind of a bluish black. So it's like blue on the top with a black underbelly. And then the Watcher is all white with speckles of gold.
Cool. Love it. Okay.
The warm-hearted and the black dragon are in the mold of the Chinese style of dragon, while the Watcher and the calm are more of the Western style with wings.
Okay.
Let's see what else, because you hit in the range that you needed to hit for this. And this is what I'm seeing here is you're drawing because you have this emotional tie to it. You're trying to find someone to draw it for you and everything. So the black dragon would be kind of in contention with the other 3.
Correct.
And as you draw and you sketch this, what you find is that as you continue to add details to it, well, maybe not great because you're not an artist and everything, there is a sense of the black dragon, the apoplectic, being the more powerful of the 4, which is why the other 3 need to work in conjunction to balance. And that's kind of what you get as you draw, is that this is all about balance.
Yeah, correct. Perfect.
I love how you guys all unintentionally have worked into my fucking plans for the way this is going. I love it. It's awesome. Because Jared's dream has to do with some of the things that you've done in the past. All right. So what else? Anyone else that other than Sid? So Skjald and Sark and L. I'm assuming L wakes up at some point.
It probably gets up around 10 unless somebody wakes him up earlier.
I assume the only person that would wake him up is Sark. Unless Skjald is being a dick, which, I mean, cool.
Yeah. I don't think I'm going to wake him up.
Sark definitely doesn't at this point. He's like, he'll wake up naturally before we land. That's all that matters.
Because Elle's been working on designs and recipes the whole time they've been in flight this time.
And you're not dead. Good job.
He hasn't made anything yet. He's just in the design process for most of it.
Did we figure out which one of the which one of the cabins was most fireproof? Remember
One
that
he's
being
in
a
now.
thing. Didn't we like choose you to be in the one that was like furthest away from the powder? Or something?
No, but there was a workshop that if I don't know if you guys remember. I know it's been like literal years in like real time, but there is a workshop there on the ship that has been given over to him because Prosperin used to do this shit too.
Mm.
They're used to having a passenger slash
Owner
right? Yeah,
causing
trying to blow the ship up.
percentile volatile situations.
Trying to blow the ship up. Let's call it what
Pretty
it is.
much.
He's trying to blow the ship.
He's not trying to. It's just
He just
a
might.
possible side effect of what he's working on.
Right.
He's trying to blow the ship up.
Yeah, I was gonna say. So trying to blow up the ship.
Yeah, he's trying to blow up the ship.
So El's probably hasn't really been around except for like meals, most
Yeah.
likely.
I
have
question
probably-
if he's actually there for meals. He shows up to eat when he's hungry. Sometimes
Yeah,
it aligns with mealtime.
And I probably bring food to him after we're done eating if he doesn't show up. And I just stand there and like put food near him without like bothering him. Like the first couple times I was probably like, "Hey bud, I brought you some food." Hey bud. Hey buddy. Oh, you're not listening, are you? Okay, well there's food here. And then I like spark a cigar and just stand there smoking while I watch him like hyper focused on whatever he's doing.
At some
then
point, he
halfway-
probably just
Food, you know.
ends up saying no smoking.
I don't think he isn't dealing with anything flammable right now.
Okay. It's
Even
I
if
just have this hilarious image of my head of
Smoke.
Elle
Yeah,
being
even even if he said no smoking, I'd be like, "Oh, I'm sorry," and just continue smoking. Oh, my bad. I'll put it out in a minute.
Oh, that's not
And
John
then
role
finish the
playing.
cigar.
By the
Yeah,
way.
yeah, no, it's not. No problem. I got you.
I think that's most of us at this table who smoke cigars are the same way.
Not putting it out. It's a cigar.
No.
It'll be done when it's done.
That's fair.
I'm not smoking. I'm not inhaling this.
Right. Yeah. It's very different.
All right. Anything else that the six of you would like to do before we roll to something?
Let's roll.
All right. So before about an hour, the Captain McKenzie comes up to Sid because you're sitting there. They've actually kind of moved you. They brought a like a small nightstand table, kind of like what I've got here. Sid, this where I've got my books here.
Okay.
Like this is a tiny little table. They've set a chair for you, given you a cup of coffee to allow you to continue to do what you do. And Captain McKenzie comes up to you and goes, excuse me, ma'am. I overheard the conversation y'all had with Yasmin, and we're going to make landfall before her shift is over. So I have grabbed her, and I would like for her to actually show y'all where the citrus deck is. It's something I cannot believe. I feel my apologies for not showing you. This is kind of important, you know, but I would like for her to show you the deck before we make landfall. So in the future, y'all know exactly where it is. Because I know once we make landfall, shit's about to go down. And y'all are going to be doing y'all thing. And we're just kind of here to support it. So if you wouldn't mind, I have told Yasmin to meet y'all at the stairs down to the main deck.
I'll go grab rally our squad, and we'll head right there. So I go and round everybody up. I'm guessing I yell up to Sark in the crow's nest. No, not this time.
I am
We're
the
up
first shift.
Oh,
So at breakfast is when I'm coming off of
okay.
Crow's Nest.
Mhm.
Will you be by Dustin then?
I'd
By-
probably just be hanging out on
Yeah.
the upper deck.
So I'll round everybody up and
Doing one arm push-ups.
take them to
one
Yasmin.
finger push-ups.
No point.
Well, that means 1 point.
Well,
Anyways, we go meet our guide.
So I know it's been a very long time since we've had interaction with some of the crew, especially some of the non-officer crew. So Yasmin, for everyone to know, she is a blue tiefling, who her horns are more of the ram horns that kind of curl around her ears. She has very pretty gold eyes to go with it, and she speaks more in the accent of Tinkermere. It's very similar to what you guys have just left, unlike Captain McKinsey, who speaks in a dialect that most of you are not very comfortable with because you don't know and you can't place it. But she leads you down to the gun deck, and there you see the 3 gun crew. You see the gunner's mate Delilah Conway, you see Azra and Bader. And as Yasmin leads you guys not really noticed before, but along the center line of the gun deck are hatches. And as they go, you hear Bader and Azra just kind of chirping at Yasmin. Motherfucker, you better get the right one. Bitch, get it straight. Like, it's friendly banter, right? It's nothing serious, but like, and Yasmin's firing back. It's like, motherfucker, if you guys didn't play with your own shit, I wouldn't have to, it's like all this kind of like weird, and like none of it makes sense to you, right? And so it's like it's one of those like inside joke kind of things. Like for anyone who's been around like a bunch of soldiers together, like those inside jokes, like even for the ones who've never met each other before, like there's that language that they share, is kind of what is happening here. And as she gets to the 5th one out of 7, she reaches down and grabs the ring and lifts it up, and she says, "After y'all." So as the 6 of you come down, and she follows and closes and latches, you get, if I could get everyone to make a really quick perception check.
That one.
Woo!
Yay!
God damn, we're gonna get fucked up tonight, aren't we?
That's not the
Drink,
goal.
motherfucker, drink, motherfucker, drink.
Cheers.
I'm out.
Whew.
It's such a
Perception?
Yes, please.
I got a dirty 20.
Okay.
15.
26.
jeez.
I rolled 11.
Nate, yours was an 11?
No, I rolled an 11. I got a dirty 20 as well.
Okay, so
My passive.
20,
Dustin, I didn't hear yours. What was yours?
Unless somebody dragged L down there with him, he's not there.
I'm assuming Sid would have.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Sid,
I would
Sid
grab
would
you.
have grabbed you.
That's a 15 then.
Okay, so everyone but Skald. And Skald, you're actually going to see something. And it's part of what happens is your distraction is the fact that you step down onto turf.
Oh.
Right? Like your feet sink into grass, and you're looking down. You're like, what the fuck? And the rest of you look up and you see an orchard of citrus trees. You see oranges and lemons and limes just lining the road, and it is this gorgeous orchard contained in the confines of a wooden ship deck. Yet even with no windows, because obviously this is below the waterline, there is natural, beautiful sunlight that is just lit and she goes, and Yasmin looks at y'all and goes, "This is one of my favorite places on the ship. I love coming here by myself and just take that smell." And as you smell, you get that loamy scent of orchards and it is just wonderfully refreshing after the briny scent of the sea constantly assaulting you. Like when you guys, I don't know, for anyone in Denver or who has ever been, the first time you hit the sea, you get that briny saltiness, and it's refreshing and bracing and lovely. But if you live there long enough, it gets old and it kind of assaults your senses and hits you. This is none of that, right? This is like sitting in just some place where that fresh vegetation is lovely, and you understand why Yasmin has brought you down here. And she says, "Y'all don't ever have to worry about scurvy when you're all in the Shirlene. Go ahead, take a walk." And she just kind of leans up against the stairs and just kind of does this. Crossed arms for those of you listening on the podcast. Leaning against the ladder that leads down.
Sark gets lost in it though. Sark is absolutely like blown away and like almost reverently caressing trees as he just wanders off into the orchard.
Skeld is standing there looking straight down at his feet, giggling like Peter Griffin. Just like as he like just steps back and forth, and he's like, "Guys, are you seeing this? Guys, guys, this is amazing. Do you see? There's grass under my feet. There's grass under my feet." And then he looks up and he's like, "Oh shit!" As he's wondering why no one's responding to him being amazed by the grass under his feet.
At this point, Ethaway is like grabbed an orange or something off of the nearest tree, and I want to cast Detect Magic.
Oh, you're gonna go
Okay.
down.
What do you cast to detect magic on the orange?
Oh, you hear it.
Well, no, it's Detect Magic. It's gonna let me know like
Oh, it's
everything
a 30
you can identify. Yeah, it's like a 30-foot radius, right?
Yeah, it just tells you. It's,
The vegetation, the trees, the fruit, everything is natural. However, the space that you were in is thick.
She
And
hears it.
how is it that you experience magic again?
Yeah, she's hearing it. It's gonna give off.
She's
like,
hearing it.
like
Okay.
musical notes or something.
Of what?
All right.
Like,
hold on.
musical notes or something. Like she
Yeah,
doesn't
she hears
see the magic. She hears it.
I gotta find the right school here. Sorry.
Imagine it's like a tinkling.
Conjuration?
What's the sound?
Duration.
It's not abjuration, so it's not protection.
Went Altardis.
Oh, that's what it is. It's conjuration. Yes, good call, Curtis. So you hear the warm, dulcet tones of conjuration, right? So you hear kind of this sound. I think the best description would be kind of like the music of Bedouin tribes. That kind of warm sound that kind of brings to mind the warm space of the desert. Even though it's dangerous, it is also welcoming, right? And so as you listen to it, you see the conjuration magic that essentially just encapsulates this space that you were standing in. And as you walk down and you kind of peel this orange, because it's almost like happening without you thinking about it. You're like, I need citrus. And so you're peeling it and you're kind of ripping out the corners and the juice flows down your chin. And it is just that flavor explodes into your mouth. And you're like, I kind of get this place a little bit more now, right? Like there's no way that this should exist on a fucking ship, let alone the ship the size of the Shirlene, because it's longer than the Shirlene, it's wider than the Shirlene, it's taller than a deck of the Shirlene, you know, because like these are fully grown citrus trees.
Yasmin Shirlene sure never fails to impress, does she?
No, I've been here for 6 years. I'm actually one of the newer crew members here. And let me tell you what, ever since Miss Prosperin, I've met that woman, I am constantly shocked by the things that woman can do. This is one of them.
Just utterly amazing.
This should have been one of the first things that anyone have showed you, because as I heard you say, and as my scary new friend over there, and she points to Skeld, will tell you, scurvy is the killer of the sailor.
Oh, who hasn't had a little scurvy from time to time?
And she points and she goes like this.
Throw an orange at
Right.
Skull.
So she goes like this, as if you guys can't see here. And she points her and kind of puts her finger through her a gap in her teeth. She's, yep, we all got them.
Yeah. Skeld catches the orange and takes a bite out of it and just peels the rind with his teeth and spits it to the side and then starts peeling his orange and eating it.
As you look down, Skeld, you notice that this is a fairly common. You see rinds of lemon, limes, and oranges just kind of scattering. And Yasmin says, we've been encouraged to do just that because it's going to help the growth of the trees. But in the future, y'all are more than welcome. Fifth trapdoor.
Fifth.
You do not
Drink
You
every
want to
night.
go to the third, fourth, or seventh, she says.
Third, fourth, and seventh are baddies.
Very.
Like how baddies? Like how baddie is baddies? Like do you have less crew members because of the third, fourth, and the seventh?
The third has eaten at least 3 former crew members. The fourth is the captain's personal storage.
The
And
fourth
the
is
seventh
captain's
is just-
personal storage.
The seventh is just well, that's the gun crew, and if you didn't hear, they're a little bit protective of their space.
So that's their treasure trove, and so really the third one is the one that's going to eat us. Now,
From my understanding, that was a space that even Miss Prosperin couldn't control.
Fuck.
Who wants to go through
Wait,
the third
what?
category in TPK?
I do.
Such a good thing Hill's not paying.
It sounds like the bonus. That's like the bonus level after you beat the game.
Yeah, that's right,
It's
that's
door
right.
number 3.
I'm giving you reasons to go die, right?
Yes. Thank you.
I think Skjald is still riding
We're all sick of these characters.
the distraction of that initial nat 1, and he's just like absolutely enamored with the trees and the oranges and whatnot. I rolled a 22 on a nature check, which I'm proficient in.
For what?
Skjald wants to figure out how the fuck this works as far as like, so this is giving off light. There's clearly some kind of natural light being emanated magically, and then there's got to be like some kind of
Where's the
water,
water?
system. Is there
Yeah.
an irrigation system?
Where are the bugs?
Like, like there's got to be bees around here somewhere because they're obviously pollinating. And he's like nerding out on like the nature aspect of.
So
Bio-
honestly, actually, that high of a roll has confused you more.
Yeah,
Right?
absolutely.
Because
Yeah.
the thing you were just
Right.
listening.
Yeah, exactly. He's like, there's so many things missing from this place. But
Exactly.
these are obviously trees. They don't seem to be magical to Skjald, right? And he's like, these are natural trees, these are natural fruits. This is not a natural space, but that's natural light, and this is natural turf. And like he's losing his mind,
So
So
What's
it's
behind
actually this is one of the few cases where a high roll actually is detrimental. So like you
Right.
like because of the nature check, you understand the mechanics of how this shit works. But because of that, you can't see any of it other than like roots and turf and trees, and you're like, my brain hurts.
Yeah.
My brain hurts. This
Right.
shouldn't work.
Yeah.
It's Yasmin.
Yasmin, yep.
Yasmin, what's behind doors number 1, 2, and 6?
Oh, so door number 1 is general crew storage. Door number 2 is your storage. Did no one tell you?
Do we need more storage, El?
Huh?
We're good on storage, right, Skeld?
Yeah, we're good on storage.
But if we happen to collect a bunch of extra trinkets, like how is when you say
Sark
storage,
pops out from behind a tree and goes, "Where do you think they kept all the residuum before we sold it?" And then goes back to the trees.
That's a good.
Yeah, that's 100% accurate right there. 100%.
So how big is the storage space?
How big do you need?
It's the Shirlene. It's big enough.
Right.
Endless supply of storage.
And door number 6 is cookies.
Don't go in there.
Cookies.
That's not what he meant.
yeah.
As in
Not what she
cookie,
meant.
the cook space.
Oh.
Yeah, we're not going
Like
to fuck
there's live pig down there.
Goddamn
we're
right.
not
Yes.
fucking-
Rather frustrate the captain than Cookie.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
The captain's replaceable.
Right. Yeah.
Don't say that to him though. Cookie is.
Yasmin pipes up and says, honestly, Captain McKenzie will tell you that himself.
All right. Well, I snag one of each: a lime, a lemon, an orange, and a grapefruit, or a pamplemousse. And I start
I
making
didn't
my.
say grapefruit, but I'm down for grapefruit.
All right. I assumed that just because I'm like I want one.
Right.
So
I'm okay with it. I'm okay with it.
Yeah, a little pamplemousse.
Scout grabs a few oranges and pockets a lime and a lemon. And he's like, "You eat those things?"
Yeah,
Looking at the grapefruit.
yeah, man. It's
Huh.
nice.
How do you eat it?
Well, you got to get the right kind of spoon, a serrated spoon. It's
Yeah.
sort
So
of like
actually-
the violent of spoons. It's very
Sounds
metal.
like a good spoon to have. Yeah.
Yeah,
A spoon I can stab with sounds like a great idea.
yeah. Another way you do it, from what I understand, and a good friend of mine showed this to me the other day, is you just gouge out a hole in the top of the grapefruit, and then you just squeeze the hell out of it, and then you just drink what comes out.
Huh.
And it's less messy than you would assume.
Do you sweeten it in any way? Or...
No,
Oh,
no.
interesting.
You'd be surprised how nice a red grapefruit is. A ruby red.
Interesting.
And so, as the two of you are having this conversation, Yasmin has actually walked to the far end and back, and she has this kind of weird, kind of purplish fruit that doesn't kind of match the citrus. It has these weird tips, and she goes, "This was planted for me. I come from actually where we're going. I come from Iskarian." And she pulls out a knife and she slices it open, and she says, "This is a pomegranate." And she opens it and hands it out for the six of you. And right there, we are actually going to take our first break because we are actually past the hour, and we will be back in just a few moments as we talk about pomegranates and Iskarian. So stay tuned. Everybody to Campaigns and Concoctions, where we fully believe that like good bartenders make or break a place, and don't go to a place that fills your cup to the top because it's probably not good.
It's probably all
John?
sugar. Probably all
Thank
sugar. Yes.
All right, what are we drinking?
I made a drink that I want to call Jill's Pill.
Oh.
There's a person I work with, and she's never gonna hear this, and she doesn't even drink. But the template for this drink is a Jack Rose,
Oh.
and so Jack and Jill. So
Sure, yeah.
Jill. Jill's Pill has 1 ounce of Calvados, 1 ounce of our chai tea vodka that my friend from work Devin made, and it's got 3/4 of an ounce of pomegranate syrup, which is just a fancy word for grenadine.
Yeah.
And 3/4 of an ounce of lime. Shake the shit out of that. You pour it into a coupe, and then I garnished it with a little piece of celery, and I thought that looked nice. Yeah, and it is
Also, shout out to Devin for being a very wonderful member of our Discord server.
Yes.
Shout
Fuck
out,
yeah.
homie.
It kicks ass.
to Devin.
To Devin.
Devin.
I made something inspired by our current adventure. I'm gonna call this Tiefling Delight.
Mm.
Yeah, so it's 1.5 ounces of Los Vencinos Espadín Mezcal, 3/4 of an ounce of lime juice, 1/2 ounce of my trash oleo. Yeah, this stuff's good. 1/2 ounce of Palma, and 1/4 ounce of Aperol.
And Palma is a pomegranate liqueur.
Pomegranate liqueur. Yes. So
So
if you-
also, this is me shaming John to put the recipe for his trash oleo on the fucking Discord.
yes, I will do that.
I said this. I was thinking the same thing,
Yeah.
Morgan. Like I was like, I was wondering, did he post it? Because I don't think he
I
did.
did not.
He did not.
It's fucking delicious.
It's really good.
I
I'm really
didn't
happy
go with
it.
the pomegranate theme. I made a calling it dude.
Dude,
It's
It is a dude.
I'm a dude.
an ounce and a
Jeez,
half
dude.
of the
Dude.
cola coffee rum and 2 ounces of
Never mind.
2 ounces of St. Brendan's Irish cream because
Mm-hmm. It
Yeah.
needs nothing else.
I was like, I'm gonna make a fucked up white Russian, and I did.
And you beat me to it because I got distracted by the pomegranate.
Yeah, the
All right,
second
what else we got?
Dustin is drinking plum wine.
Yep.
I thought by the pour that wasn't whiskey.
It's
That's like
fair.
a solid 3 fingers with no ice.
Justin did
Not
tell
that
us
he
that
wouldn't
he
drink a solid 3 fingers
has
of
a
whiskey.
appointment in the afternoon, so he's not going to work tomorrow morning. So it could have been whiskey, but it looks more like plum wine.
I'm kind of gonna bring down the mood real quick, but John, this is probably something for you too. I want to send my condolences out to the family of John Monnet, who is a former professor of both John and I from the history department of Metro State University of Denver. He has just recently passed away. So for the family of them, I want to just make sure that our thoughts are with you. John was a great man, a really good history scholar, a really good advocate for native things happening in the world. So, John, I hope you're in a better place. If you believe that, if not, I hope that your suffering is ended. And sorry for kind of bringing down the vibe, but I just saw that my friend Kim posted and Shelby posted on the internet, so I had to make sure that I put my vibes out onto the internet. And so thank you, John, for being a good scholar and a good friend. Anything else that we got going to drink on that downer of a note?
Yes, I don't have a name for it yet.
But it's delicious.
It is tasty.
It has 1.5 ounces of Batavia Ararat, 1.5 ounces of the Palma liquor, liqueur, 1 ounce of the rhubarb syrup, 1/2 ounce of OFTD, and 2 dashes of Peychaud's bitters.
That
Stirred
sounds lovely.
Nice.
And it doesn't. It tastes like it's got citrus in it, but it doesn't. Nope. I don't know how you did that. Wow.
Lovely.
Don't have a
Awesome.
name
We
for
got
it.
anything else?
No. That's it. That's it.
Awesome. All right. So at this point, y'all have grabbed all your citrus. You have the pomegranate has been kind of passed around, and the little seeds you guys have been kind of like. So in this particular space of Liberarth, pomegranate is fairly rare. So like it comes from only certain islands and desert spaces within a certain space of the equator. And so as you guys are eating it, it's just like kind of blown away by the flavor and by the things that it is. It's wild. And then Yasmin kind of leads you back up to the main deck, and you get the beratement of like there's this loving hate of Yasmin by the gun crew, and it's very playful and it's very much fun. And as you guys come back up to the main deck, Captain McKenzie is directing the crew to pull in, everything as you look up, you notice off to your left, you see kind of the smudge of the brown of the island where Iskarian is. Is there anything that the 4 of you or the 6 of you would like to do? I'm going to take the deafening silence as no.
Sorry, I'm trying to put the fucking trash away later.
Yasmin, what? Yeah,
We almost did
shaming
it,
on the
boys.
internet,
Almost,
friends.
almost.
Shaming on the internet, friends.
It almost worked this
Yasmin,
time.
what-
Almost.
What is
I
your
got close.
favorite thing about your homeland?
It's a really tasty cocktail. That's ridiculous.
That we get to say fuck Wudan.
Hell yeah!
So we are exiles from that mediocrity of the southern parts of Wudan. And as the 6 of you know, as you have been there, that mediocrity lends itself to superiority thinking of fucking magic users. Well, guess what? We all are fucking got magic within us. As she kind of, because she is a blue tiefling, you watch as she holds out her hand, and kind of this blue, it is almost fire, but you feel the cold radiating out from her. And one of the things, I don't know if it's ever been fully explained, but like for those of you, especially Skjald, you would know this from your special thing.
Yeah.
But like tieflings, they have innate magic, but the color of their skin actually affects what they have, and it has to do with the type of demon heritage that they have. No, not racism, guys. Stop. Don't hate. You know, but like the color that they have, it flavors the magic more. So like red is fire, blue is cold, blah 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 blah. So like, she was like, we all inherently have magic, and she actually sweeps all of you in this hand movement, and she says that all of us have it, but apparently because we are not all mages or wizards or sorcerers, we don't have power, and we find that horseshit. And so we love the fact that we can work on our own merits in Iskarian, and that we don't have to.
It's really hard to cast spells when you can't speak the words.
Yeah, we can break their fingers.
That's fair.
Spell.
I heard tell of a certain group of assault individuals that cut the tongue out of a high-level magic user so that they couldn't use any verbal components.
Yeah.
Shut them down.
Yeah. That'll do it.
Yeah. You didn't see his middle finger raised at us. Thank you, One Shot Morgan.
First ever DM attempt.
It was a great.
It was
attempt.
fun though, wasn't it?
It was fun. It was very fun. That was my very first warlock. That was a good time.
It's the only time I've seen Shatter be
This one
useful.
was just Skeld. Skeld is the
I
only
think we
one.
played for 6 hours that day.
Yeah, that was a long day.
That was a very long day, but it was great.
It was a good day.
That was a New Year's one, wasn't it?
Yeah,
I think so. Yeah.
Anyway,
It was New Year's Day.
Yeah, New Year's Day.
Yeah.
Okay, so how are we finding Delilah?
We've got to go to the flotilla and find a seer who has information about her.
the Flotsam Hotel?
Yeah, that's the one.
So, just as your characters would know this, but I'm assuming the rest of you wouldn't. But especially you, Skald. The name is Tamir Al-Kanan.
Tamir Al-Kanan. I didn't have my tablet with me last time, so I wasn't able to take notes. I'm proud of myself.
You're good.
For Flotsam Hotel.
Well, I did text it to you.
Did you really? That doesn't surprise
You
me
did.
at all. I probably responded to that text. Like, thanks, buddy. And forgot it existed.
This all tracks.
Yep.
Scalp flotilla.
It's like a conglomeration of sea vessels, typically. I mean, I'm sure that there are sky flotillas as well, but yeah,
It's like an armada, but less impressive.
So
Yeah.
Are they connected?
they can be.
So, Skald, you would know this because of the letter. So this is less of a flotilla, and think of a Waterworld Kevin Costner
Yeah, that's
collection
exactly
of barges that are tied together through really rickety bridges.
Kind of surprised we made it this many episodes without referencing a Kevin Costner movie.
I know, especially as I am the DM.
I know. I'm proud of mostly Morgan.
I do look forward to making a druid named Dances with Wolves.
Kevin Costner may be the best actor that's ever lived.
He's the best acting baseball player that's ever lived.
Fair.
Right? He looks like he can throw a ball, unlike
100%.
all the Quades.
Right?
So at this point, as the conversation about the flotilla / barge city continues, the Shirlene has slowly began to decrease in altitude, and then as it makes contact with the water, at this point, you guys can look out and see the island itself, and you see the city of Iskarian. What you see is a city of kind of a pink-hued reflection of the sun. And as you get closer, you notice that all the buildings of the city appear to be made out of a rose-colored stone. You see an intricate city with a boulevard that follows the coastline that is wide and broad, and you see umbrellas lining the interior edge of this boulevard. As you get closer and you see more and more people, it seems that there is a space for just enjoyment of life and beverage and food. The city encompasses rounded architecture and arches. Many minarets seem to float among the city. You hear the sing-song voice of a practitioner of something that for most of you is very uncommon, but for those of you who has visited Iskarian before, which would be most likely Skjald and SOA, you know, is tied to a very loose and not really devout group of religion. And it's the architecture of the city is very tight and blockish, where everything seems to be walkable, and you're able to just able to navigate the space in a very gridded fashion. The ship itself begins to make waterfall, and you feel the brace of this slowing down of the ship as it enters the water, and then eventually the wind catches the sails again and brings you back in. And about 20 minutes later, you are making dock here in Iskarian, and it's one of the few spaces within the belt that doesn't have the dual dockage and portage that is available for airships and water ships. So it's the only option that they have is water ships. And as they sit down, you watch as Captain McKinsey and Yasmin actually sit there, and as the plank goes down, they exit, and you watch as Yasmin is the one who is talking to the portmaster, and a few coins change hands, and they come back in, and Captain McKinsey looks at all of you and goes, well, this is one of the reasons why we grab tieflings from almost every area of Liberarth, because it is able to grease the palms and ease our way into spaces. The city itself has now been opened up to all of y'all, and just let me know where we need to go in the future. Give me as much heads up as possible, and we'll get everything taken care of. But the city is now available to you. No one will stop you. No one will search you. Welcome to Iskarian. What are you guys doing?
Can we ask Yasmin if she knows where we can find this seer? And I already forgot the name.
So the name is Tamir Al-Kanan, and she actually doesn't know the name, but she says that there is what you need to do is head to the main Fisherman's Square, which is kind of, she does say that it's a little misleading, the name Fisherman's Square, because it's not actually on the coast, but it's where the fishermen go and sell their wares. So it's an open air market, but on the outskirts of the square itself are many shops and tarot spaces and seer spaces. And she says, if you can't find directions there, the person doesn't exist.
It was Tamir
Al-Kanan.
That just sounds like a magic user.
I kind of know what I'm doing, Curtis, man.
I know. That's what he's saying. You know what you're doing.
Well,
I gotta flex every once in a while.
yeah.
All right, John, I've covered for you long enough. Did you post the trash earlier?
I'm almost there. It's not a simple thing. I mean, it is, but it's got steps, you know? Like, it's very easy to do, but it's got steps.
So as the six of you now are on ground level and are walking through the pier in towards the city, what you see is that there is this. So for those of you who want to look it up on the internet, the best places that you can compare this to would be Casablanca and Algiers, right?
Oh,
so it's kind of that Arabic architecture with the French influences, the massive block apartments that have spaces that are just communal living spaces. Restaurants abound on the first floor with the the umbrellas over the tables and broad avenues and broadways, and just like it's absolutely gorgeous, but with pink colored stone, and there's mountains in the background, but this city itself is fairly flat. And as the six of you look, this is the one space that is not racially diverse, right? What you look and you see two groups of people. You see Asamirs and you see Tieflings. That's it. You see, like, and the time that you see something that someone is not them, it is very, very distinct. Because like there are humans and there are dwarves and there are gnomes and there are halflings, right? But it's something that is like they stand out because they're generally singular. They're not working around groups. So like the six of you walking around is very distinctive. Like you feel the eyes of the population on you as you make your way through these boulevards and avenues.
Morgan, have we left Yasmin?
Yes, she's staying with the ship, unless you guys want her to stick with you.
I would like to retcon asking her one question.
Okay.
Since this is where you're from, and I just wanted to ask if there was any culinary dishes of the region that we shouldn't miss while we're here.
Man, you're gonna make me work, Curtis.
You love to work.
I do. So she actually, as the moment that you ask her this question, she's very excited about what she says. And so one of the things that she says is there's a couple of dishes that are really big. One of the things is this salad that is she kind of describes it, and what it is it's kind of distinct, but it's very floral with cucumbers, onions, tomatoes, oranges, and it's just like this huge dish. But also she talks about this chicken dish with mint tea. It is a tangine cooked mint chicken that is served over saffron rice that is just absolutely spectacular. And she says that generally speaking, religiously, most of the population doesn't eat seafood, but if you can find the seafood restaurant in town, because no one's going to stop you because they're very accepting of that space. It's just the religious practice of the majority. That there's these dishes that have massive prawns that are served with saffron and rice, and it is just absolutely spectacular that she talks about, and that the whole time you're going to be drinking mint tea and pomegranate liqueur.
Excellent. I am already hungry again. Thank you so much.
I was not ready for that question. Thank you, Curtis, for making me have to open up a fucking tab on the internet.
Remind me to never make a character that doesn't eat again in a Morgan campaign.
Right? No
Yeah,
shit.
That if there's one constant in my campaigns is that food is a big part of it.
I mean, we all love food like a little bit too much. If we're being honest with ourselves, all of us here love food just a little bit too much.
I disagree with you, John. It's not too much.
I mean, my waistline disagrees with that, but
Same.
Yeah. All right, lift that camera back up there, Nate. Thank you.
Wait, did you point it at my gut?
I pointed at the food.
Oh, okay. I thought you pointed it at my gut. I was like, you son of a bitch.
The pile
I
of
was
cheese
I was
very
just playing with my
rapidly
gut there.
disappearing.
While you were just saying that, I
Yeah, even
was
the
like,
skinny guys in our group have a gut.
Yeah,
They got
don't work
skinny
my
guy
abs.
gut. They got skinny guy gut.
I feel good about this right here, right? You know,
That looks
Yeah.
good.
There you
We
go.
call that a Dale from King of the Hill.
Right? Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I'll accept that.
all right. So the six of you have now left Yasmin, and you guys have seen this spect. So it's very similar to the cities that you guys entered. Remember, if you remember, you entered the city of I'd have to look it up, but the cities of Wudan, the Magiocrates in the southern islands, right? So it's similar, but there's a distinct difference. One of the things that separates this city from the cities of Rudan with that kind of mediocrity where you guys dealt with all those things is there seems to be a little bit of Tinkermerian influence here. The glass structures. It's very weird because all of a sudden there will be this glass tower amongst these gorgeous buildings of domes and arches and everything. And what you're getting is as you've talked about, I figured that y'all would have talked to Yasmin about it after she made mention of this, is that there are many of the tieflings here who have gone to Tinkermere and come back because there is a knowledge that Tinkermere is a space where tieflings are never persecuted, right? So it's like it's one of those places where there's this influx. And if I could get as the six of you exit the pier and across the boulevard, if I could get all of you to make a quick perception check.
Patrice got a 9.
Ooh.
9.
Dirty. Yep, 19.
I got a
Okay.
10, which means I got a natural 1.
Nice.
Hey, drink, motherfucker, drink.
So many at once tonight.
God damn it! Yeah, I am definitely buzzed at this moment.
I shouldn't have rolled at the bars so many times. I rolled all my good.
I told you to not play that game.
I know you did.
You
Right.
play rollies?
Did I hear someone had a 15?
Fuck, that game is called.
Who had a 15?
The actual name of the game is
Huh?
Bitches.
Who had the 15?
I had 16.
Okay, so the two of you, Sid and SOA, as you exit, you see a somewhat familiar sign. It's funny because no one else notices it, especially the two who are employed by them. But you see a sign.
They'll got a dirty 20.
Okay, so you two, so you see it because you catch it because you were employed by them. But you see a sign on a corner of the main boulevard that's leading away from the dock that you're in that says, in common, 9 Brothers Limited.
Oh, is this an expansion franchise of the manager?
Sure.
What? Huh? Oh, shit. There's one of us here.
Yeah, we got a local office.
Those eye stocks just get everywhere, huh?
Long reach.
So if we need information, we can make a side trip and catch up with you guys. Just so not everyone's standing in the office doors.
Go. I mean, I think we know what we're looking for. Let's see if we can find him.
I think we need to find that chicken thing, find the seer, and get the fuck out of here. I don't like it here.
I agree.
It's a perfectly pleasant.
Can we
Port.
can we
It's not
do what we're
Gainsborough,
trying to
you
do?
know?
Have
It's
a
not
nice
Gainsborough.
late lunch, and then go?
The chicken thing.
Chicken thing. He said the chicken thing. Yes, chicken thing.
Okay,
What are we doing, chickens?
I have.
The chicken recipe.
we're
I've been
looking
talking
for
about.
your
yeah,
fucking
sounded
seer,
fucking
and
shit.
then we will figure out lunch.
Yes.
Does
let's do
anybody
that.
know where the seer is? Because if not, I can stop and find out.
She's somewhere here.
What's cool?
Let's go talk to the office.
Yeah, I was gonna
fast
turn
down.
and head to the office.
Your
All right,
host
so-
told me that she's here.
All right, so here's what we're gonna do: is we're gonna take a really quick break because the DM has to pee, and we will be right back, and we will engage with the 9 Brothers.
The Trash Olio is in Discord.
Yay!
Only for 2 months.
We did it. You felt bad enough.
Welcome back to Campaigns and Concoctions, everyone, where we have lit shit on fire.
We actually, for legal purposes, we didn't start the fire.
Yeah.
It was
always
already burning.
That's right.
Honestly surprised it took us this long.
Also, anytime
Me too.
that you're drinking a flaming drink, blow it out first.
Please.
For your mustache.
Please.
Not even
Yes.
for your face.
Yeah.
For your entire face.
I mean, for some of us,
Bacardi stopped making 151 because they got sued so many times.
You gotta
for people
drink
lighting their own
through the
faces on
rum
fire.
to get to the cocktail.
Yes.
You gotta go
Okay,
deep.
y'all, what are we drinking?
151.
straight rum.
On the top, yeah, but underneath it's Dr. Pepper.
That tastes
All
like
right.
really good rum.
Yeah,
I'll
it
go-
does.
I'll go first.
So what was that? That was on fire.
Yeah.
Tell
I
me.
made a
what were you
rhubarb
drinking?
old fashioned.
It's delightful.
So it's 2 ounces of mezcal. Sorry, mezcal old fashioned.
Yeah.
2 ounces mezcal.
Yeah.
Half ounce of Nate's rhubarb syrup that he made. 2 dashes of smoked cinnamon bitters. 1 dash Angostura bitters. Expressed the orange peel in there and dropped it in. Added some cubes, and it's delicious. Yeah, I made simple drinks today. Yay for me.
Very good.
Simple
though.
as
Yeah.
that.
Good man. I made a bad drink. We don't need
It's
to talk
not
about
bad.
it.
It's decent.
I made a decent drink.
It's not great,
It's not.
but it's not
It's-
bad.
I fucked around with green chartreuse and it didn't go well, so I feel bad.
Yeah, that's valid.
Right?
I'll drink it.
That's why it's not going on the Discord, is because you fuck
Yeah,
around
right.
with
Like,
Tracer.
we would have to call this the fuck around and find out. And it's not worth calling it the fuck
No,
around and
it's
find
No,
out.
no, it's not.
It's not.
I made a flaming Homer.
Nice.
The
Flaming
flaming
Homer.
Homer is. I was looking up the ingredients to Dr. Pepper this week, and I was like, I think I can replicate those flavors with the liqueurs that we have. So it is an ounce of OFTD, overproof dark rum. It is a half ounce of amaretto, a half ounce of liqueur 43, half ounce of St. Elizabeth's dram, half ounce of the Maletti Amaro. And it also, now that we're through the rum on the top, you can actually taste the cocktail. Stir that up, top it with Don Ku, light the Don Ku on fire, blow it out before you drink it.
Don't top it with more OFTD because we tried that and it didn't catch on fire, and
No.
that's why we're all chugging rum right now.
No, we're chugging rum because we're alcoholics.
So 2 things.
No, we don't have a problem.
No, we're not alcoholics because we don't go to meetings.
That's right. We're drunks.
we're gonna play D&D and get drunk.
That's right.
So I think there's 2 things that could be done.
Yes.
I think Blackpool rum. Adding like half ounce ish of Blackpool rum and carbonating it. I think it should be
I
forced
did.
carbonated.
I did try to force carbonate it.
Yeah.
That was all that noise you heard.
I know.
So you forced nitro it, not carbonate it.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
bubbles are different sizes.
They are,
Different
and
effects.
and by the time we started drinking it, the bubbles were all gone.
Yeah.
I don't want a soda stream here, so
No, I don't blame you.
find a carbonation way elsewhere.
I mean, I have another carbonation way, but it is way more intrusive than a soda
I thought
stream.
I started by using a whipper, and I put 2 nitro charges in there, and when I was tasting it out of the glass, it was carbonated, and it immediately went flat. So
Yeah, it's because it's nitro.
yeah, it doesn't last.
Yeah.
Either way, it's
That's like
it's on the way there.
when you drink Guinness, there's a nitro cartridge that continuously releases.
Mm-hmm.
If we're drinking out of a can.
Yeah, out of a can, yeah.
I
Any other
on
drinks?
on that thread, that's how I did the celery infusion. Was I blasted it with nitro,
Oh yes.
let
It's a
it
great way to
sit
do
for a
it.
bit, and then let it sit in the fridge for
Yep.
24 hours.
Mm.
Which,
Great
by
way
the
to
way,
do it.
there's gin-soaked celery out in a bottle if you want some.
Oh, interesting.
Yes. How have you not? What, we haven't garnished
Those are
with this
garnishes.
yet?
Nick, it's 9:15. What the fuck, man?
God damn it, Nate.
We're just saving them for desserts.
Pretty good.
Rapid infusion with the can is a really cool method. Super cool. And the fact that you let it sit afterwards just makes it so much better.
I would have put that in a cocktail for the record.
Right?
We're gonna eat this with a spoon now.
Well, it smells like gin, so
Okay. Is that all the drinks?
Yeah, that's all the drinks.
Sorry, I had to finish posting on Instagram notes and shit.
no.
That's why I let you guys get away with all that dribble.
Yeah, I figured
Yeah.
something was
No
going
gin
on.
in
yeah.
that celery.
All right, so at this point, you guys, the 6 of you are approaching the 9 brothers, and El and Sark have made mention that they are going to go in. But what are the 4 others of you are going to do? Wow, inebriated.
Almost a sentence. It was similar to
I
English.
feel like this
Is
is
there
the
street
type.
meat?
Well, there are no streets. There might
Say that
be
again?
boardwalk meat.
Is there street meat or boardwalk meat or
There's
whatever?
always street meat.
Yeah. let's-
However, I will say this. So make a perception check, SOA.
It's not
Nice.
for you, Carl.
9. It's a 19 or a dirty 20, I want to say.
Okay, so as you look to the north, as you look down this very straight boulevard, so this is almost reminiscent of those of you who have been there, of the Champs Elysees, the massive boulevard in Paris, right? It is wide and broad and lined with trees, but as you look down, you notice that almost every location of the building is covered in small umbrellas. You don't actually see street meat, but what you see are small cafes that are lined with places where you can get something to eat and get coffee or get a small glass of wine or something like that.
Coffee croissant?
Coffee.
Croissant?
For sure.
Coffee.
Yeah.
Coffee.
Yes.
You know, this is going to sound counterintuitive, but I bet you they have amazing tobacco in this town.
I was going to ask if you knew that because you'd likely been here before.
I've been here before, but it's been a while.
Okay. Well, we'll talk to the server at the cafe and see if they can point us towards some tobacco.
So
Give me some
with
coffee.
that roll, SOA, as you look down, like the space immediately next to the 9 brothers is a fairly thriving business of servers coming in and out with coffee and croissant and little just like aperitifs and like appetizers and shit like that. And like there's one available table right there next to like in the corner. Like so like each restaurant that you see there is kind of lined with a small fence that really doesn't do anything but demarcate where their patio is. And there's one table there at the corner right next to where the 9 brothers is.
Yeah, let's grab that table and grab some coffee and grub while.
Yeah, sounds good.
And we'll get El caffeine and
Any
meat that's
kind
not,
of meat that you've never heard of or sounds interesting.
as long as it's not moving.
Well, I'll eat it if it's moving.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah,
El
that's
said
moving too.
he wants stuff that's not moving.
Oh,
I'm feeling lazy. I don't have to kill my own food right now.
John,
John-
we can just eat it while it's
John,
alive.
you and I both need to remember that we have an octopus to garnish our drinks with.
We do.
Okay,
We do need
we
to
have that,
Yes.
and we have continued
Also,
to
I have
forget.
a new octopus recipe,
And then-
I may be bringing octopus.
With that,
Okay,
I'm gonna walk-
okay.
All right, say that again.
As SOA, Sid, Skjald, and Patrice leave the party, and that you don't even have to do anything. You watch as like there's this look from this black tiefling, and he looks at you, and like Skjald he's been around the block a few times, and he just kind of points to the table. And he says, he shakes his head and then kind of goes inside, and the 4 of you kind of sit around the table. And then fairly quickly, there are menus in front of you. There's, you don't even have to ask. It's not water that is placed in front of you. It is a wonderfully mild, kind of like just gentle red wine that is set in front of you.
Ooh.
Very nice. Well, there's no fresh water here, so.
Well, there is. It's just that they also appreciate life better here than most places.
It's also valid.
As the 4 of you sit there and are immersed in this menu, sipping on this just like subtly sweet, kind of like a red blend wine, Sark and El walk into the 9 brothers. As the 2 of you walk in, you see a malted black and blue. It's a very interesting mixed tiefling sitting in front of you, male. And he looks up and he says, I'm not going to do it, but he has this very interesting kind of like mix of a French and Arabic accent. And he says, welcome. What is it that we at the Nine Brothers can do for you?
I was gonna reach in, pull out his medallion.
Sark does the same thing.
As the two of you pull that out, he looks and his eyes go exceptionally wide, especially as he seems to focus on the rubies that are set in you. He reaches down and you hear the click, the distinctive click of the button underneath the table. And it's a little weird because it's kind of like so there's a wall and then the hallway kind of angles. And so it's not the wall directly behind him that opens up. It's as you look to the left, there's a space that slides open. And he doesn't say anything. He says, you are more than welcome to speak to our master. My name is Phil Bocuse. If you have any questions when you get out. And as you enter into the room, you find yourself in a space that is very unique to any of the Nine Brothers spaces that you have been in before. There is the typical desk with a high back chair, and you see a red-skinned tiefling sitting in front of you, woman. But every other space filled in this office, which is fairly massive, is filled with low tables, rugs, and almost kind of like sand or bean bags, but they're very low to the ground. And as the two of you enter and the door shuts, she stands up and says in a very, very much French accent, she says, well, hello. My name is Layla Almasar. I see that we are all in the employ of the manager. Welcome to Iskarian. What can I do for you?
We're looking for a seer.
Tamir Al-Kanan.
Mm-hmm.
And she thinks and she looks. Make sure I got the right dice here. Ooh, yeah. She says, the name sounds very familiar. He is, if I remember right, he's not here in Iskarian, is he?
We were told he was in the Flotsam Flotilla here-ish.
Okay.
Southeast here.
Well, can you give me an hour or two? I need to dig through my files and make sure I send you all in the right way. Is there anything else that you may need in your operations here? As you may know with your, and she kind of points towards your medallions. It says, everything that we have here is yours at your disposal.
Unless there's been an update on this list of names, and it'll pull out the list from Scald that also has Sid's friend's name that I can't remember right now on the bottom.
Shabbat.
Okay. She takes it from you. She says, do you mind if I hold on to this for a second? Because this may add a little bit of time, but I will inquire into my assets.
Sure. The rest of our group got a table next year, so we'll be there.
Before you go, what is your priority? What do you need first?
Tamir, anything the manager has sent ahead, since it's been weeks, and then the list as you can find information.
I will take care of that. Thank you for your esteemed visit, and give me a minimum of 1 hour.
Can do that.
We'll be next door.
I will send Mr. Bocuse to you when we have anything.
Sounds good.
Works.
And they'll
All
go
right.
turn around and walk out.
And so can I get the two of you to roll an insight check real quick?
Seriously. I rolled a grand total of 2 So on that one.
Good.
Motherfucker,
freaking
drink.
Lord.
Drink, motherfucker, drink.
Yay! No 20s yet. All
All
ones.
ones.
Hey, you know
All
what we had
ones.
I'm good on that tonight.
Are you sure? Because it's
Yeah.
right
John's already
behind
sad
you.
enough.
I'm sad enough
John?
already.
Oh God, that one was rough.
I got a 21.
Okay. So, L, you don't notice it. I mean, obviously, this actually, I mean, it kind of makes sense the way it works, right?
Yeah.
But Sark, you notice that there is a level of deference to the two of you that you guys have never experienced before, and it's you kind of grab your medallion and you look, and you didn't notice it before, but whatever happened when you implanted the new rubies into your medallion, there seems to be some sort of subtle changes to it that is, it's visually distinctive from anything that you have seen before. And as the two of you have never really interacted with the leaders of the local, the heads of the local Nine Brothers before, until you began this journey, you wonder if there's something that sets it apart. But obviously, it sets you to the point where you basically have access to anything that the manager has here in town, and it's slightly wild that in such a what feels like a short time, the two of you have been able to establish yourself as some sort of operators within the organization that requires a level of respect that you didn't expect to be granted to you. So as you walk out, it's very, very impressive, or you feel almost uncomfortable with the level of authority that you have been granted.
Yeah, El may not have noticed any of the changes that Sark did, but he was very uncomfortable and very much trying to hide it, with her saying that everything was at their disposal, and very clearly meaning everything.
Yeah, it's definitely not platitudes that are given to you now. Like in the past, the two of you have been experienced with platitudes before, but this is like very authentic and very, very earnest in the way that Lana Elness has offered their support of the local office to you.
Shark is very much trying to figure out how he feels about this, because he's kind of like, well, this is kind of cool. Oh, this could be dangerous. Am I in the mood to make this very, very bad? And it just, like, goes and sits down with everybody and is even more just, like, focused inward on himself while they're all eating. Like, even if there's a bubbly drink in front of him, he doesn't touch it at this table.
I was very much at that level of, like, the first time you get handed the keys to somewhere, like for work or something, we're like, fuck yeah, I made it. Oh, fuck.
I'm in charge of things.
I'm responsible.
Yeah.
People respect me? Oh, no.
Well, those are not one and the same.
I made it. Oh, I can really fuck things up. Yeah.
Having the keys and being respected are not the same thing.
So this is what I feel what has happened while this is happening with El and Sark, is that at some point one of the four others had asked the tiefling waiter, what is your specialty, and what has been brought to you are three separate dishes. You have a dish of sugared dates, you have a dish of lamb skewers with cucumbers and tomatoes, and then you have a dish of falafel and tzatziki sauce.
Fuck yeah.
That has been laid out in front of you, as well as because you guys were bold enough to ask the waiter's favorites, on the house has been brought in front of you a very clear liquid that he says, don't worry about this. This is on me, in small shot glasses. I cannot remember what the Greek drink is. The clear. It's that's it. Thank you, Uzo. Yeah,
I've been very drunk on Uzo more than
so drunk on Uzo in San Antonio, Texas, of all places. But that has been laid in front of you, and like not small amounts, like the huge plates that come in mini Mediterranean dishes, right? And it's like you're like, oh my god, this is a full fucking meal. And I think that they want us to order more. So at this point, Elle and Sark sit down. What are you guys doing?
Well, I'm worried that our skinnier friends are going to die. Oh wait, that's me.
Yep.
I'm the skinniest friend.
Yep.
I've never been the skinniest friend. And you still have the highest constitution.
Yes.
I have the highest constitution, but you can see me sweating with the amount of meat that I've eaten. Ugh.
Yeah, well, you were like borderline vegetarian.
Yeah. Yeah, and now I'm stronger.
Yes, you are. Yeah. That's why we have sharp teeth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is, man, like.
So there's a theory, Patrice, in case you weren't aware, that all of the hominids that live on the surface actually have a common ancestor in the ocean. That we all originally came from the ocean, and I'm pretty sure the creature that we came from was sharks.
Nobody's from here.
He's still from. She is still from the ocean.
Yeah.
But not
Sharks.
here.
Also, how many rows of teeth do you have, SOA?
That's a very personal question.
Yeah. What the hell, Patrice?
Is it? I didn't know that was the line. Was how many teeth you have?
It just seems a little
It's
intrusive.
A-line.
It definitely it's the line
That's
of
a
your
t-shirt.
teeth.
The A-line is a T-shirt.
A line goes like this.
Anyways.
Oh my god.
What I'm
We're all too
the
drunk
point
for
I was
this.
trying to
Right.
make has escaped me. Other than the
Wish it
fact that I've eaten delicious meat and I don't know how to not eat anymore without making myself sick.
You give it to me. That's how.
Elle's here.
I
We need to wait
slowly
an hour.
push the meat plate towards Elle. I sit
As
back.
you push down the plate to L, the server comes to you with a plate of grilled octopus.
Oh god damn it! Fuck you, Morgan. All right.
This is your fault. You guys talked about octopus, and I have
You're
not been able to
right,
eat octopus in a very long time. So fuck y'all.
And John and I were talking about it. Okay, I am going to eat the octopus, and I shouldn't eat the octopus. I'm going to roll with disadvantage for a con save to see what happens when I eat too much octopus after already gouging myself on lamb. I think I'm going to be all right.
Pretty good.
I think I'm going to be all right.
It's a 13 unless you're
13. I am proficient in con saves.
Of course.
Yeah, no, you're fine.
It's higher.
You're fine.
Yeah,
Patrice has that like
gonna be like a
skinny,
22.
right? Like
Yeah, I'm like that. I'm like Kobayashi. I can eat like 1,000 hot dogs.
right?
Right.
Like
At least a 17.
he's
I got a
that skinny
17.
guy energy when you're in your early 20s. You can just eat everything.
Yeah.
I miss those days.
I do too.
Yeah. Look at you. You
Fuck
still can. Look
I
at
can't.
this.
No,
No. Dale.
That's true. Dale.
Okay.
He does have Dale belly.
We're Bill.
Yeah, we are
we're
Bills.
Bill.
We are Bills. He's a Dale. Yeah.
These three are Dales. We are
I'm not
Bills.
balding yet, though. I actually don't think I'm going to bald.
No, you're
I had-
you have that Hank Hill.
Yeah, I have
Like
the
hair.
Hank Hill hair. Yeah,
Yeah.
I did a very brief, like 1.5 year stint of balding when I was like 19, and it freaked me the fuck out, and I shaved my head for like a decade. Because I was like, I ain't going out like that, you know? And then, like, I stopped cutting my hair and was like, it actually hasn't moved in a decade. Like, weirdly enough, it did that 2 inches, and then it held
you
the line.
scared it.
Now you're
Yeah.
bragging,
Sorry.
and I don't appreciate it. And neither
As,
does my
One
friend.
thing I can brag about right now, okay? And that's
As the plates of food begin to empty, the ouzo is emptied, the wine continues to flow as the decanter is continuously refilled. Eventually, for Elle and Stark, you see Philbaku step in front of you and says, all of you are welcome into Madame Al-Nasir's office to have a discussion about the information that has been brought in front of her. And he literally turns and walks away.
It's not like we have very far to go.
Can we take the rest of this with us? How are we taking the rest of this with us?
Do we need? Can we just eat what we want and then walk away?
They're like at this point with the 6 of you, because I know that your characters are just like the 6 of you in real life. There was like 1 or 2 bits left on each plate. Okay, it's like literally everyone reaches in, and they're like, "Oh no, okay, that," and everyone grabs it, and then the plates are empty, and then shots are taken. The bottles are drank. Like, it's not that hard for y'all to empty everything, okay? Because your characters are just like y'all.
Yeah,
That's valid.
accurate.
Shark is the last one from the table and just leaves 10 platinum on the table, and then
Fucker, I
rolls
was
across
gonna do
the
that.
fence.
Honestly, I'm surprised that all of you are not offering 10 platinum at this point. Because that's a dent in what
but
you
I
have
didn't
had.
want to but that's the thing. You don't. If somebody's decided to pay for the meal, and I'm talking to the audience right now, if somebody offers to pay and you're like, no, I want to pay, and then they like, no, I want to pay. You give the fuck up because it's important to them, and you let them do what they want to do in that
Yep.
moment. Okay. You let
Life
them do something-
lesson.
What, say again?
Life lesson.
Correct. If somebody doubles down on wanting to pay, you let them pay. Straight up.
100%. 100%. So the 10 platinum is laid on the table, and anyone else who wants to tip is more than welcome to. I'll let you keep track of what is in your purses. The 6 of you walk in, and you hear the distinctive... The 6 of you have been in the manager's office enough to hear the distinctive click of the button that opens up the doors. And as you walk in, this one is very distinct, and you notice that as you walk in, there has been a table set in front of these very kind of soft beanbag type chairs, and there is a hookah that has been set up as well with
Yes.
enough cables or hoses for everybody. And as you enter in, there is this very distinct scent that is very pleasant and sweet, and
Is that
also
jasmine?
very tobacco-y.
Mm-hmm.
Do you smell
Say
jasmine?
again?
I smell jasmine and tobacco. Correct me if I'm wrong, Scal.
Smells like jasmine and tobacco to me.
Oh.
Patrice, is this your first hookah?
Have you seen me do hookah before?
No.
Then it's my first hookah. You can just assume that from now on. If you haven't seen me do it, it's probably my first time.
You know, SOA. You know what I've never seen Patrice do?
You know what? I don't think I want to see it.
No, me neither. You know what else I've never seen Patrice do?
Still don't want to see it.
Yeah, I don't want to see that either. Yeah.
Are you
Do
sure?
you know what else I've
Are
never...
you sure you don't want to see him? Because
I don't wanna see him.
I might be a natural. You don't know. You don't know. It might be the greatest thing you've ever seen.
For the first time that you guys have seen, Eldridge goes, "Hey, sit down and shut up."
Patrice immediately responds and sits down and shuts up and grabs one of the things and waits for somebody else to show him what he needs to do.
Also, as Patrice sits down and grabs one of the hoses, you notice that there are small teacups in front of you, and there are also very small plates as well. So you watch as this very strikingly beautiful red tiefling steps into the room with a very ornate brass-looking tea kettle. And she lays down and she pours, or not lays down, but she pours a small bit of tea into each cup. And as each of you kind of grab it and you get this scent of mint tea, And then very quickly, another tiefling walks in and places on each small plate a small bit of baklava on each of it. And she says, I have information for you. This list, unfortunately, in my small office, I don't really have information for you, at least none that has been shared with me. However, as far as the location of Tamir Al-Kanan, I have that for you.
Excellent.
She reaches down and she grabs one of the hoses and takes a massive drag on it, like for Patrice, because they have never seen it before. It's like seeing Sid take a drag off the pipe, or Skull take a drag off his cigar, and blows these expert rings, very much of the not Gandalf, but like
Bilbo.
Thank you. I totally drew a blank on Bilbo's name. The circles through it, right? Very expert circles. And she says, Tamir is located in the city of culture. And if you were to take, I'm assuming you came here on a ship, yes?
Oh yeah.
Yes.
About a day's sail to the southwest, you should be able to find the massive floating barges. Or sorry, the southeast. You will find the massive floating barges of the city of culture. And there you will find Tamir in the city square begging for alms. Do not give them any money. They are rich beyond your wildest dreams.
I can
But
dream pretty big.
You can dream pretty big, but demand the favor of Oslin. He cannot refuse.
Interesting.
He purports to be a member of a religion that is ancient and empathetic. I don't believe his bullshit.
What is this religion?
It's a small minor deity who offers the ability of farsight. I don't know how accurate it is. Religion is horseshit.
Amen.
Except for when it's not.
Amen.
What's the? Do you know the name of this deity?
I think maybe Oslin. I don't know.
Can I roll?
I mean,
like,
go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
but
Religion check, please.
it's like sort of turned into Esway's weird niche. So
It really has.
Nice.
Ooh, yeah.
It's not turning into not your niche.
19.
So, in this space, you understand the hierarchy of how deities work in Liberath. So there's the 3 levels, right? There's the major, the minor, and the patrons. Oslin is most likely a patron, which means that they have the ability to grant certain levels of power to their followers. Usually it flexes in the way of like warlocks and paladins. Nothing spectacular. It's very rare that they have a cleric, but every once in a while, sometimes they are able to give the powers of like foresight or something like that.
So it's possible he can see things. It's possible he's full of shit. Either way, he may have the information we want.
Sounds like it.
Yeah. I mean, I think there's Most of us work for a more powerful type of entity, I think, at this point.
I don't work for anybody.
Uh-huh.
I have a mutually beneficial contract.
Uh-huh.
I read the entire thing from top to bottom. That's not true. I signed it underwater. I was drowning. This baklava is really tasty.
With your good eye or your bad eye? Nice.
That was before the eye patch?
No.
Okay.
I did lift the eye patch to read, though.
Hey, Skjald.
Yeah?
Where'd you get that eye patch?
I don't recall.
Insight check.
All right.
Scalp lifts the eye patch from that eye, winks with that eye, and then puts it back down.
I wish my dice were comically large so I could show it to the camera, but that's a natural 2.
Nice.
You 100% believe everything that Skald says at this point.
Makes sense to me.
Yep.
Cast a spell on you.
Patrice, what reason would I have to lie to you?
I couldn't think of one.
Me neither.
Ella's going to stay long enough to be polite after they got the
I'm
information,
saying I'm not lying.
since they are clearly being offered food, smoke, drink.
Mint tea.
Yeah, as soon as it's not polite, or as soon as they've passed the point where it's impolite to leave, he's going to make sure everybody leaves.
This
All
is
right,
also
so
every times that everyone's seen Sark take part in all 3.
Interesting.
All right.
Because
So as L forces everyone out of the building, that's actually where we're going to end for the evening, and we will meet up in 2 weeks. And I want to say thank you everyone for joining us on this adventure of cooperative storytelling. As always, if you want to join us, you can click the links below. Oh God, that's my favorite thing right now. Click on the links, join the Discord, follow the Instagram, stick close because we've got 50th episode stuff. We have meet and greet stuff coming up. Please follow us on all of the social medias. I'm very excited. And until next time, drink well.
Drink
Well.